my channel. Today I'm here with my husband Taylor and we're sitting down and talking to you guys about our home build journey up to this point. We're gonna start off by going all the way back to last November, so November 2021, whenever we broke ground and started our whole house building journey. So I've got some notes wrote down of the steps that we took, but I figured I should probably bring Taylor in because I had started the video and was talking about some of the things that we did, and he was like, no, that's not right. I missed a few steps, things were a little out of order, so he's gonna help me walk through this. So if you wanna see the rest of our home build series and the videos that I've made up until this point, I'll make sure to link the playlist down below. That way you can click on it, you can catch up on the videos that I've posted so far, and then even after we post this video, if you want to go through from the beginning and see our home as it gets built, you'll be able to do that as well. I also tried to take as many clips as I could along the way in real time, like what was going on, so I'll insert those clips in as we go, just to be a little bit more in depth. If you're maybe wanting to build your own home, hopefully this will give you some tips and tricks along the way, or just seeing how somebody else did it. I know everybody has their own way of doing it. We're also acting as our own general contractor, and we are just subcontracting a lot of the projects out. We're also doing some of it ourselves as well. So everybody's journey looks a little bit different, but this is ours. So let's back up to last November 2021. I was trying to look through pictures and seeing the exact dates of when things happened, but last November is pretty much whenever we started on the basement. So before we even broke ground or anything like that, we picked out our house plan. I haven't shared the house plan yet on YouTube. I think we might do a full separate video just sharing our plan and sharing the changes that we made. We haven't decided if we want to do that yet or not, but I'm thinking we will, just because I feel like it would be helpful. And this plan that we chose was online, that's how we found it, and then we made a ton of modifications to it. So it is the same plan, but it's totally different at the same time. So we'll briefly tell you guys what the plan is, what the layout is with the house. That way, as we're talking about it, you'll be able to kind of visualize. So the house plan that we chose is a single-story home, has 3 bedrooms on the main floor, has 2.5 baths, with the laundry room, the living room, the foyer, dining room, and kitchen are all an open concept layout, and we even modified it to be even more open just because we like that feel. We also have a walk-in pantry, and then we did put a full basement underneath of the house. So we have the exact amount of square feet on top as we do the bottom. The main floor of the house is around 2,600 square feet, and then the bottom is the same. So that'll be the full measure of the house. The basement, however, we aren't finishing for a while. We're gonna wait a few years and then finish it on down the road. So with the basement, we ended up doing a partial walkout instead of a full walkout basement because we love our back porch. We really wanted to have a nice back porch off of our living room. So we have a partial walkout that's right underneath the master, and then we have our back porch. And then we also have a smaller front porch, and we have a 3-car garage. So that's the gist of the house. I'll put up a picture on the screen of what it looks like, but that is the house. So before we got started with dirt work and anything like that, we had to pick out our house plan. We sent it off to an architect. He made all the changes that we wanted, and then we came back to our land and started laying everything out.
So after we picked out our plan, the next step was deciding where we wanted the house to sit on the property. And our options were pretty limited because we're doing the partial walkout in the basement. Basically, the way that it sits now is the only option for where it went. We just had to decide how far back we wanted to go from our front tree line. So after we decided exactly where we wanted it to go, we came out and laid out the entire house on the ground, and our operator came and dug the basement out, and we started on footings for the basement. That was the first week of November.
Yeah, we actually broke ground the first week of November, and once he had the hole dug out for the basement, we were able to go in and start on the footing. So with the basement, we decided to take that on ourselves. So Taylor and my dad and a few guys from work all came together and came up with a plan for the basement. We ended up going with the insulated concrete forms for the basement walls, just because they were lighter, you guys could move them around. So we could have rented steel forms, which is, I feel like, the more popular version of like pouring basements.
More traditional.
That's what you typically see whenever you pour basements, but we had seen these ICF forms and thought that they were really neat. They were good for insulating, and they were also easier to handle because they're just like foam blocks. So with them doing the labor themselves, we decided to go that route.
Once the hole was dug, the first thing we had to do was relay out the house in the hole and start forming the footing for the basement. And we went with a system called Form-A-Drain. So what we got here is our insulated concrete forms. They're 4 inches wide, 16 inches tall, and they leave you 8 inches on the inside where your concrete's gonna go. The best part about these is that they stay in place once you pour the concrete, so that this foam on the outside acts as your insulation. So we'll stack these up to 9 feet 4 inches, which is 7 rows of blocks, and then we'll bring our floor up 4 inches, and that'll give us our 9-foot ceiling in our basement.
So here's what it looks like. They're literally like Legos. So you just stack them up and then you put some foam, like glue all around them. You can see it at the bottom. And then these are the braces, and then rebar also goes in here for extra support. But they're nice because they're super light. They're literally just foam forms versus like heavy metal ones. So that's what we decided to go with for the basement walls. So it's the exact layout as the top, and we just replicated it in the bottom, minus the garage and the back patio and like porches. So in the basement, we're going to have a glass sliding door in the middle, and it also has 2 extra like doors or windows that act as windows, but they're going to be the full length as the door. Hopefully that makes sense. I'll put up a picture. So that's going to be here. It's going to let in a lot of extra light, but we decided not to go with any other windows for the rest of the basement. Good job, Bubba. Brooks has been a big helper.
Yep.
This view though, my goodness. The leaves are so pretty right now. It's November, what's the date today? November 5th. Is today the 5th?
No, it's like the 7th.
Today's November 7th, so pretty. You'll walk out and there the house will be. We've got all of this dirt work that they've done, so it's been busy. Real time today, we are at home at our current house filming for Christmas. So that's why I'm in white jeans and a sweater. It is like 50 degrees out, so it's pretty chilly, but it's warm with the sun. But we just stopped out here to bring some donuts, some coffee, and some stuff from a trip from Menards, some glue. So I feel like I run back and forth between our house and the property like 6 times a day, and that's not even an exaggeration. So very busy, but today we are decorating for Christmas. So as soon as we leave here, we'll be back at the house putting up the trees.
So our first attempt at pouring the ICF walls, we had a pump truck, a concrete pump truck come, and because you have to pour the walls that way, and the driver of the pump truck, he got too close to our walls and actually put one of his outriggers down and collapsed the bank of the wall and crushed the wall. Like, I don't know how else to say it.
Walls came tumbling down.
Yeah, it was destroyed basically.
We had just put in like weeks of work, of time, blood, sweat, and tears, and there the wall was just like crashed in. I'll put up some pictures, but the company was really good. They ended up coming out and fixing what they had damaged. It did set us back a few days because we had to order more of those forms so they could use them, but overall they fixed it and everything was totally fine.
It wasn't an ideal situation because everything associated with those forms is special order items. Places don't just have them on a shelf. You can't just go find them. We got lucky that there was someone else in the area that was doing a similar pour who had leftover blocks that we were able to get from them. If that hadn't been the case, it probably would have set us back a couple weeks. The incident happened on a Saturday, and that following Wednesday we were able to pour the wall. So it was only a few days setback.
It wasn't bad. And I'm just glad that nobody got hurt. Luckily, nobody was behind the truck whenever it collapsed. That would have been really bad. So thankful for safety and that it got fixed really quick. So that happened with the basement. After that was fixed and everything, we were ready to roll with the concrete.
So after the walls were poured, we were ready to rough in the plumbing in the basement floor, and then once that was finished, we poured the basement floor. And then the only thing left to do with the basement was waterproof the outside. We backfilled around the entire basement with clean rock, and at that point we were able to move on to pouring the footings for the garage and the porches. We broke ground the first week of November and we poured the basement floor on Black Friday. So about a month to have the basement complete. After the basement was done, we moved on to the footings for the garage and the front and back porch. Right around New Year's, after the footings were poured and the block and brick was laid for the garage and the porches, then the dirt work was done right after the first of the year. And at that point, we were ready for our framer to get started.
Yeah, so we had one specific framer in mind that we knew we wanted to frame up our house. He's done a lot of my parents' homes in the past. He does really good work and he works really fast once he gets started. However, he has been putting in other duplexes and different projects that he's had going on, and with the winter weather, things just kept getting pushed back and pushed back and pushed back. So we finally started on framing in April of 2022. So we had a little bit of a break in there, which actually worked out pretty well looking back on it now, because in that time frame we were able to sell our home, our last house, and we built our pole barn, which you guys have seen on this channel. If you haven't, I'll link those videos down below. But we built our pole barn and we built an apartment in our pole barn that's all on our land right next to our new build home. And we're living in there. So once we sold our home, we moved into there. And that was when did we move into the barn?
That was April.
So we moved into the barn in April. At that point, framing started rolling. So it's been a steady pace of things to do. It's been really busy, really since the beginning of the year. It's been slow and steady, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Slow and steady. So
around the middle of April, they delivered our floor joists and our subfloor, and that was all laid within a couple of days.
You would come out in the morning, and by the end of the day, there would be so much progress, and it was so exciting to see like walls going up, the floor going down, and all of that. And I did get some footage of that, so I'll insert that in. Day 2 of the framers being at the new house. They have gotten a lot of work done the last 2 days, so I feel like they are getting really close to laying the subfloor down. They have all of these floor joists down, I think that's what they're called, and they're just rocking and rolling. I mean, look at all of the progress made. 2 days. Let me come over here. They've also worked on the basement wall, and that's pretty much done. So they are rocking and rolling. So over here, you can already see where the entrance for the stairs, where they're gonna be. They're gonna start right over here and then come out right down here in the middle of the room. So that's really cool to see. This area over here, or this section of the house, is going to be our bedroom, a half bath, laundry room, and closet. So that's kind of crazy. You can see somewhat of a floor. So exciting. All right, day 3 of the framers being at the house. It's about to rain, so I'm gonna make this short and sweet, but they've got the decking, or I think it's called the subfloor, on pretty much half of the house. And then they delivered some more supplies today, so we've got more lumber and more decking. So I guess hopefully they'll finish this up tomorrow if it doesn't rain too bad. We have all of the subfloor down. They just had like that back corner to do, and it's all down. So now I'm not really sure what they have next. And eventually I want to walk down and see how it looks in the basement, but it is so muddy right now. I'm gonna wait a few days and let it dry out, but I'm really excited. It sits up a lot higher off the ground than I was anticipating. So we definitely have to backfill a lot of the dirt work in. But yeah, so excited. We're finally making some really good progress this week. All right, week 2 of framing the house. The subfloors are down, and today they have mapped out where a lot of the walls are gonna go. So I'll take you up there and show you, but it's starting to like all come to life a little bit, and it's really neat to see like how big the rooms are going to be and all of that. So let me walk up there and I'll show you guys. Okay, we're now at the front porch, and hopefully it's not too windy so you can hear me, but we still have to pour all of the concrete in here and raise it up a bit. On the porch, this right here, this little block area, is a double front door. So it's 2 doors. So let me hop up here. This is where you'll walk into the house, and this will be the foyer area. So you can see there's a lot of boards just laid out all along the floor, all the way back there. It kind of looks like a big jigsaw puzzle. So kind of confusing, especially if I'm just explaining it, but I'll try to do the best that I can. So right there is the double doors. And then if you turn left, this whole area here to that wall right over here, this little corner, is the dining room, the dining area. And then if I turn around, there's the double door there. This is all the foyer. So past this point, you can see there's a little opening right there that goes into a hallway, and then all this area here is living room. So we'll have, you see that little notch right here? That is the start of open bookshelves. So we'll have bookshelf here, fireplace in the middle, bookshelf over there, 1, 2, 3 windows, and then we'll have a door going out to the back patio. And then if you turn to the left, once you're in the living room, this will be the kitchen. So starting here, you will have a door for the pantry, and that's this area right through here. And the rest of this is all kitchen. So we'll have an island in the middle looking out to the living room, and then we'll have a big window over here. The sink will go in front of that. I'll be able to look out while I'm washing dishes. So it's gonna bring in a lot of natural light. So before I get ahead of myself, let me go back over here to this hallway. So once you come in the front door and you walk into this hallway area, you'll have a little linen closet, and then you'll have the kids' bath. If you turn here, you'll have a door into one bedroom, and there's the closet for that bedroom. And then we have the other bedroom. This one's a little bit smaller than the front one. I think this one is like 14 by 15, and the other one's like a 16 by 16, something like that. So yeah, so that's this side of the house. So let me take you over to the other side. Back patio, same thing. We haven't poured the concrete yet for that, but it's I think it's a 20 by 20 back patio. So once you go out of the kitchen, we've got the garage. So it's a 3-car garage. It's got a little kick out in the front. We've got to fill it with rock and bring it all up because that's a very steep drop off. So we got to figure that out. Then once you walk into the house, we've got the stairs going to the basement. We've got just a hallway through here. This is a half bath, so it's just gonna have a toilet and a vanity. You keep on walking, and this is the laundry room. It'll be like a walk-through, so you'll be able to walk through here right into the master closet, which is that area right through there. And let's see, then you'll go into the master bedroom. And then this is right above the walkout basement portion of the house. So I really like that. We're gonna have our master bath, and the door is right in the middle of the room. When you open the door, the tub is gonna be the first thing that you see. So we'll have a freestanding tub, and then in this corner over here, we'll have a shower. In that corner, there'll be a little room with a toilet, and then on these walls, we'll have a split vanity. So we'll have Taylor's and mine. Like I said, here is the closet. So you'll be able to walk through the closet to the laundry room and vice versa. And that is the house.
After the entire floor system was on, they started framing up the walls. And then after that was sheeting. And we had to wait a couple of weeks on trusses. But really, once they started framing, it's gone really quick.
Yeah, it's gone really quick, and that is the whole update up until this point. So we had our basement poured, all the basement was finished. Next, we started on the floor system, our framing of the walls, and the roof. So once that was all on and all the boards were on, we were ready to roll. They also did the front porch and our garage too. So super exciting, but stay tuned for the next video because I'm going to share our windows and our roof going in, and I'm gonna give you guys a home tour up until this point. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the home build process. Thank you guys for spending some time with us today, and we'll see you soon in our next one. Bye, friends.